So today I'm going to talk about just the accumulation of all of that knowledge, and I'm going to try to keep it very simple. We're going to be exploring the relationship between the breath and the spine. They can be two different things, but they can also work together. This one can pause, this one can move. We're going to explore all of the spaces and all of the spaces and places that you can explore. So we're going to start off at this still point. And you mentioned today that you call it the point of peace or the window in chiropractic.
Yeah. In the style of adjusting that we all do, we create a place of peace where the person's at a still point, and right before we adjust, we're feeling for a window to get the through.
And I just had this image right now too, because as I described the still point in the breath is also a space that we can bring our muscles to, and that's how we create proper posture. For me, posture is not sit up straight, it's in the relaxed state, where does it naturally want to go? And when we actually use the breath to explore beyond the still point, so we have the still point, I can exhale and then inhale passively. I come back to the still point. I can inhale, hold my breath, exhale, come back to the still point. From the still point, I can either inhale or exhale. It doesn't matter. So this still point, I believe, in my practice and with my clients, this is the spot where, actually I recently had a session with my brother, and we did a lot of this spine work and kind of influenced by you guys, just like all of your movements, and I've been playing around with it, and I got my report card. I did pretty well. But at the end of the session, I was talking to my brother, and he was doing this, and I was like, hey Brian, do you realize that your spine swaying side to side? And he was like, he laughed, and he was like, wait, what? I didn't even realize I was doing that. And you're like, yeah, that's meditation. And so, but being able to bring yourself to that still point is not just this place of stillness, it's a place of subtle movement, like a kind of retreat. So what I'm going to teach you is not only to move, so the still point is within the second chamber, so we have the space behind the belly button. And so we're going to be working with the exhale volume, so I can exhale everything out, hug all of my spine, all the way from the pelvic floor up to here. I can squeeze in everything, and then I can relax everything out to the still point. I can inhale and expand all the muscles around my spine, hold, and then relax it back to the still point. And so my posture becomes the balance between me being able to engage around my spine and me being able to expand and stretch and then relax and come back to that still point. And I believe that's the same spot where you adjust, right? So what I want to do is, instead of talking too much, I want to create an image, and that's what I want to do with my words, as opposed to just defining things and getting into your thinking brain. I want you guys to get into your body. So we're going to do a little exploration breathing. So we're going to lie on the back. And like I said, we're going to explore around the still point. You can bring the knees up if that's probably more comfortable, and actually you'll be able to have a little more space. If the feet are wide and the knees are kind of knocked together. There you go. And like I said, we're going to explore around the still point. So that inhale volume, that exhale volume, and always coming back to that still point. But then we can explore the three chambers of the spine. The three areas that we can bring our breath. And the more fluidly we can bring our breath around our spine, the more our spine becomes alive. To tell my clients, it becomes active, it becomes aware. And a lot of the times the pain comes from the spaces that you're not able to kind of contract and relax around the spine. So eyes are closed. And I want you to begin to notice just the subtle breath. This is called like the tidal volume. It is called the tidal volume, not like. And so this is the closest thing to the still point. We're going to breathe in and out of the nose unless I tell you to do otherwise. And I want you to gently inhale through the nose and pause. And exhale, relax the air out. Just let it fall out. Inhale, a little bit more. Hold. Exhale, let the air fall down. Back to the still point. One more time. Inhale. Hold. Inhale a little bit more. Hold. Exhale slowly, just let the air relax out. Back to the still point. Now, letting the breath kind of do its thing, not trying to control it. Let's bring the awareness to the shoulder blades. And can you feel the difference between your left and right side? We're going to start to feel our posture, and gravity is our friend. Gravity tells us, with the subtle pressure differences, where our posture is, what the difference is between each side. The story of our body, when we were injured, this happened. Well, that's why my left side is like this. It tells you your story. And then move down to the sacrum, the hips, left and right side. And see if you can feel a difference in slight pressure. And if you can't feel a difference, that's fine. I'm going to do a before and after, don't you worry. But we need to start getting reference points of stillness and what our posture feels like. So now we're going to inhale again. Inhale a little more. Now blow out the air out the mouth and try to use the abs to press the air out. And then inhale softly through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And try to imagine engaging the belly button in towards the spine. And then inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Engage the abs, press the air out, compress the air out. Hold it. Inhale, release. And let the breath go. So we're going to add a little bit more of a pause. So we're going to create a little bit more of a box with our breath. And this box breath is what we're going to use to explore for this whole practice today. Because we can use one breath to explore our breath and movement in many different ways. So we're going to start with an inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to do a couple rounds on your own. It's always different when you do it in your own mind. You count. Notice the space that the breath fills. Notice any tension you may have at the top of your inhale. Relax. Tension only needs to come from the torso, not the neck, not the face, the shoulders. So find some comfort in those holes, spaces between inhale and exhale. Let's everybody meet on an inhale. And hold the breath. And exhale, long sigh. And inhale through the nose. Try to fill the whole spine. Hold. Exhale. One more. Inhale through the nose. Hold the breath. And exhale. And in and out through the nose here. So when we first, or before we get an adjustment, it's always great to keep in mind that we bring our whole day with us. So our everyday breath is really the breath that causes our tension, causes our anxiety. And so it's important to bring our body to a state of safety. And through these basic patterns, you can relax the body into a space where it can allow for healing, where it can play, where it can feel like it has a home and is safe. So now we can explore these different chambers. So I want you to place your hands in the space below your belly button. This first chamber, your root of the spine. The pelvic floor itself has actually 3 different contractions, but for today we're just going to be focusing on whatever muscles you can squeeze down in the space between the front of the pelvis and the tailbone. And also that space behind your hands. So we're going to imagine a 3D image of our pelvis here in our mind. And I want you to try to inhale into your fingers. Hold. And exhale out the teeth. And try to engage just the muscles underneath the hands. At the end of your exhale, hold the abs, hold the breath out. Inhale, release the muscles into the hand. So it allows the air. Again, exhale. Notice what muscles help you to exhale. Hold them out. Inhale at the same time, release those muscles. Allow the air to flow into the belly. If it's not doing that exact thing, that's okay. We're just, in this practice, noticing what our body can do. A couple more. Exhale. Hold the breath out. Hold the abs in. Inhale, release. Notice we're using that box breath. Exhale first. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale, release into the hands. One more. Exhale. Strong hiss. Inhale, release. And let the breath fill here. Notice the space that the breath fills. And we're going to move up to the second chamber, which is the space just above the belly button at the bottom of the rib cage, or the ribs. Ribs are not a cage. So the heel of your hand will kind of be the outside of your ribs, and the fingertips will be right kind of in the mushy center that's in between the bottom ribs. And you can kind of even take your fingers, starting at the bottom of your sternum, and just walk them under, and get them underneath the ribs, and just kind of walk them down. Really kind of massage almost underneath the rib cage there. Get those fingers underneath there. Get in there. Yeah, go to that diaphragm. Don't be afraid. Stick your fingers underneath those ribs. There you go. And just kind of massaging underneath for a moment. Maybe some tension. Soft face over there. So taking those fingers and just gently placing them again under the ribs, hold them there. And I want you to try to inhale into the fingers. And exhale, relax the belly. And let the fingers go underneath the ribs. Inhale again into the fingers. So you kind of push them out from underneath the ribs. Not with your abs, but your inhale. Exhale, relax. And then release the fingers. A few breaths here. So now we're going to move the ribs, taking the heel of the hands and light pressure into the side of the ribs. I want you to try to inhale into your hands. So inhaling and breathing out to the side. Hold the breath. And exhale, relax the rib cage. Pause. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Hold, relax the face and shoulders. Exhale, relax the ribs. Back to the still point. One more, inhale. Into the ribs, hold. Exhale, relax. So now the ribs have a point past the still point. So can you exhale out more air? By imagining you can contract every muscle between the rib cage. You can even take your fingers and put them kind of in between the ribs. Up on the chest, from the sternum, walk them out to like maybe just in the nipple line. And really put some pressure into the spaces between your ribs. They go across the body. Right? And so put some light pressure into the ribs, right? Maybe around the nipple line. And then inhale into the fingers. Hold. And exhale, we're gonna hiss. And you're gonna imagine compressing all those ribs away from your fingers. Can you feel your ribs contract? Inhale, release the ribs. And then exhale. Pause. Inhale, release. One more, exhale. Hold. Inhale, release the ribs, intercostal, spaces between. And exhale. So kind of enter up into that top chamber, which really you can get underneath. You can actually expand the ribs underneath even the clavicle, the shoulder, the collarbone. So get a little bit higher underneath that collarbone, light pressure into the collarbone, and inhale into the fingers. Feel the small spaces between the top ribs, inhale, and then exhale. Imagine compressing the ribs away from the fingers. Inhale, release into the fingers. Hold. And exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. And relax the hands to your side. So we're going to do one last little thing. We're going to wrap all that together. We're going to give a long exhale. How long can we exhale? We compress the ribs down, the ribs from the top all the way to the bottom, and we compress the lower abs down. How can we use all of that compression of our exhale to get more air out of the lungs? And I'll explain this further. I just want you to get an idea of where you're at. So we're going to take an inhale. And you're going to exhale, hiss. So you feel like you can compress no more air out. You can put the hands on the torso if you want. Feel what muscles you're using to exhale. All the way down to the base of the spine. Hold it out for a moment, and then inhale, release all of it. Back to that still point. Maybe inhale a little bit more. Beyond the still point. And exhale. Hold it out. Inhale, release. Allow the air to come into the whole spine. One more exhale. Inhale a little more. Hold the breath and relax here. Hold the breath. Relax the face and shoulders. Allow the air to settle in this space. And exhale. And out the nose here. You're going to bring your feet hip width apart, knees up. We're going to bring our arms, palms out, arms to the side. We're just going to gently drop our knees to the left, nice and slow. Imagine taking like 10 seconds, really slow. Drop them down. As you drop your knees to the left, feet will stay hip width. So feet will stay hip width. Yeah. Exhale. Notice the rotation that comes all the way up to the chest. And then slowly bring the knees back up, placing the spine on the ground from the top all the way down to the bottom. So we have to pay attention to, as we bring our knees down, now to the right, slow, slow. Notice what happens in the spine as you drop your knees. The left hip lifts. The more you drop your knees down, that rotation moves up the spine. Nice and slow. In this rotation, take an inhale. Hold. Exhale. And inhale, slowly when you bring the knees up, plant the chest down. Imagine placing the spine down and then the hips come last. Do that one more time. Slow. And start to imagine and feel the rotation of the spine move up as you drop your knees down. Take a breath here. Breathe in through the whole spine, as far along the spine as you can. Hold the breath for a moment. Exhale, relax those knees even more. Relax. And then another inhale to bring the knees back up. Slowly place the spine back on the floor. And then drop to the other side one more time, nice and slow. Again, the importance is the visualization of what's happening in the spine as you drop your knees to the floor. Allow that left side to lift. Allow it to move with the knees. And take an inhale here on the whole spine. Hold the breath and exhale. Inhale. Next inhale, bring the knees back to center. And bring the knees gently into your chest. Hug them in. Massage that lower back to the floor. And you're going to roll over to your side and come up to a seated position. Nice. How you guys doing? Good. Did you notice where you couldn't bring your breath, but also where you could? That's the question most people don't ask. Like when you realize and you're just kind of guided and you don't get any instructions, you really see what the body is capable of doing. And anybody get confused at any point? Everybody was able to go with the flow? Any questions? Or experiences? Or anything? No?
I felt like a dream.
Cool. I mean, it kind of is good, but yeah. So the purpose of that was to just, again, show you where you can bring your breath, how you can use a box breathing pattern to explore so many different spaces in so many different ways. So when you go face down on that table, which we're going to start doing some up-seated movements, and then we're going to end face down. But when you come in for an adjustment, it's really about how can I get my body to that state? And it's really simple. You can just do a box breath. That's what I do when it depends on how stressed I was in the morning. But I'll lay down. I'm usually not that stressed, but I'll lay down and I'll usually go inhale 4, exhale 6. Inhale 4, exhale 6. Because I know that that's easy for me. I know that it will bring me to a calm state. I'm not trying to like max out on any breath. But the reason I wanted you to lengthen your exhale because that shows you how far along the spine you can really control your breath. Did anybody notice when they lengthen their exhale, the like division of what went first and what contracted first? Did you notice anything about that? What did you think?
Well, the first one, when we were trying to do the very lower abs, I was kind of doing the upper ones first, and then I tried switching that, and I felt the difference on both that.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like your body is so used to keeping it up here, and what we're doing is just activating your natural intelligence, right? That you did that yourself. I didn't have to explain that to you. So I just provide the space, and so now for you know, oh, that's how you bring it down there. And the more that I practice that, the more than that it's a tool for when I need it subconsciously. And my body will start to adapt to that. One of my clients, she realized that she was like sighing or like lengthening her exhale every time she had a stressful thought, and she didn't realize she was doing it until like she actually had the thought and then like heard the breathing pattern. She was just like, wait, what? She had been doing it so subconsciously, and that's the point of these things, is like how can we activate natural intelligence, and in the process of that, creating space for the spine.